Hello and welcome to Harmony Hall, a sacred space for all. As we gather in peace, we will grow in our beliefs and let our spirits breathe, as we gently explore the many faiths and religions that shape our spiritual world. Harmony Hall is a place of respect, reflection, and spiritual curiosity. Today, around the campfire, we journey north of Babylon to ancient Assyria, to uncover the faith that rose from the heart of empires, the worship of Ashur, the great god of kings and conquerors. Here, carved in stone and spoken in temples, faith became power, and devotion became law. Through hymns and rituals, the Assyrians called upon their gods for victory, protection, and divine strength. This ancient religion reveals how the spiritual and the sovereign were bound together as kings ruled by the favor of Ashur, and temples echoed with prayers of loyalty and might. A tale of how the Assyrian people sought order in the chaos of conquest, where worship was both reverence and duty, and the gods walked beside warriors in every battle and blessing. So come with me today, as we listen once more to the echoes of Assyria's faith, where devotion and dominion intertwined, and the voice of Ashur still whispers through time. Thank you for being here today, and for choosing Harmony Hall to help you on your spiritual walk to self-discovery.
Assyrian religion was the spiritual backbone of one of the ancient world's most formidable empires. It began in the cities of northern Mesopotamia, modern northern Iraq, more than 4,000 years ago. This was not a simple faith. Beliefs, rituals, divine relationships evolved over 3 millennia. It explained the cosmos, it justified kings' power, it guided armies into battle, and it gave meaning to ordinary lives, farmers, scribes. Its story is one of continuity and change, intertwined with the Assyrian state's fortunes. It grew from a local cult into the ideological engine of an empire that stretched from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean Sea. To understand Assyrian religion is to journey from roughly 2000 BCE to its collapse around 609 BCE. Compressed into minutes, a faith rises from local deities to place Ashur at the pinnacle. From city-state protector to universal imperial deity, the central drama of Assyrian religious history will explore the gods, the temples, the rituals and echoes that reach into later cultures and today. Our sources are tangible, etched into stone and pressed into clay. Archaeologists have unearthed the foundations of great temples and the ruins of magnificent cities. Museums house winged bulls that once guarded palace gates, and reliefs narrating pious deeds. Hundreds of thousands of tablets survive, wedge-shaped writing on clay. They preserve epic myths, royal prayers, ritual instructions, and catalogues of omens used to read the god's will. This guide starts with a clear timeline, dividing Assyrian history into major periods. We'll map the key locations, identify ancient religious centers, and pinpoint their places in the modern world. Then the pantheon, temple functions, royal duties, and how they spoke with the divine. And finally, the legacy still resonant today. Across nearly 3,000 years, the Assyrian faith remained resilient, adaptable, and central to a civilization. To grasp the evolution of Assyrian religion, we first outline its eras. The Old Assyrian period, c. 2000, 1365 BCE, centered on the city of Assur, its influence primarily commercial with colonies in Anatolia, modern Turkey. Religion focused on local gods, with Ashur prominent but not supreme, within a wider Mesopotamian pantheon shared with Babylonia. The Middle Assyrian period, 1365–912 BCE, saw a transformation into a territorial state and major military power. As power grew, kings promoted Ashur as war god sanctioning conquest. Imperial ideology took shape with the king as Ashur's representative. Religious texts consolidated, rituals developed into standard practice. The Neo-Assyrian Empire, 912–609 BCE, reached greatest power under kings like Ashurnasirpal II, Tiglath-Pileser III, and Ashurbanipal, ruling Babylonia, Syria, Palestine, and even Egypt for a time. Ashur rose to supreme, near-universal status, absorbing attributes of other deities. Warfare was cast as holy command. These era divisions are scholarly tools. Assyrians perceived unbroken continuity from earliest to last kings. Beliefs and rituals persisted while new ideas emerged, a resilient interplay of tradition and innovation. The religion was inseparable from geography. Northern Mesopotamia along the upper Tigris, today primarily northern Iraq, extending into northeastern Syria and southeastern Turkey. Ashur, namesake city and sacred homeland, housed the primary cult of Ashur and remained vital even after capitals moved. Its ruins, ziggurats and temples are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Neo-Assyrian kings founded grand capitals. Ashur-Nasirpal II at Kalhu, Nimrud, Sargon II at Dur-Sharrukin, Khorsabad, and Sennacherib's magnificent Nineveh across from modern Mosul, famed for vast palaces and libraries like Ashurbanipal's. Assur, Nimrud, Khorsabad, and Nineveh formed the nerve centers of religious life. These cities were cosmic creations filled with ziggurats and sprawling temple complexes, reflecting divine order. Palace walls depicted intimate ties between king and gods, performing rituals, consulting symbols, leading blessed armies. The Assyrian heartland was a sacred map of power made manifest in brick, stone, and royal ambition. The Assyrian cosmos teemed with gods and goddesses, many shared with other Mesopotamian cultures, especially Babylonia. At the apex stood Ashur, perhaps once the deified city or a mountain god, who became the central figure of state religion. Ashur was god of war, divine king commanding armies and sanctioning conquest. Expansion was sacred duty. Ishtar, goddess of love, sexuality, fertility, and a fierce, unpredictable goddess of war. This duality made her hugely powerful. Worshipped in many cities, her chief Assyrian cult center was Arbela, modern Erbil. Kings sought her favor before battle. Her lion-mounted image was a royal motif. Justice and order were personified by Shamash, the sun who saw everything and revealed divine will through omens. His counterpart, Sin, governed the night and the calendar. Other major figures included Enlil, god of wind and storms, and Ea, also called Enki, god of wisdom, magic, and fresh water. In the Neo-Assyrian period, Nabu, son of Marduk, grew in popularity as divine scribe and patron of writing, literacy, and wisdom, mirroring the empire's expansion and bureaucracy. Temples to Nabu rose in major capitals. Kings like Ashurbanipal expressed deep devotion. With Ashur at its head, the pantheon framed Assyria's understanding of the world and its destiny. Temples were the gods' homes, the Beit Elim, carefully managed divine estates, not public churches. At the heart stood the cult statue, the deity's physical embodiment, consecrated to hold divine presence. Fashioned from precious wood, overlaid with gold and silver, dressed exquisitely, adorned with jewelry. A large staff served the statue daily, waking at dawn, washing and dressing, serving 2 elaborate meals. Offerings placed before the god, bread, meat, beer, wine, fruit, then shared with temple staff and king. Major festivals, especially the spring Akitu, processed statues through the streets and included creation epic recitations. Temples owned land, herds, workshops, employing high priests, scribes, brewers, bakers, weavers, pillars of economy and state. Kings built and renovated temples, dedicating campaign spoils to enrich the gods. The king, not a god like Egypt's pharaohs, was chief priest and viceroy of Ashur. His authority, a divine mandate. He maintained relations with the gods, discerned their will, and carried it out. The empire's well-being depended on it. Royal annals cast warfare as obedience to Ashur. Victory signaled divine approval. After campaigns, precious metals, goods, and captives were dedicated to Ashur and other gods. Because his person was pivotal, rituals and protections guarded him. In perilous omens like a solar eclipse, the Shah Puhi substitute king sat on the throne, while the true king secluded. After danger passed, the substitute was executed and the rightful king restored, preserving Assyria's bond with its gods. Assyrians believed the gods communicated regularly. The key was reading the signs. Every unusual event, a deformed birth, drifting smoke, could be an omen for trained experts. Hepatoscopy examined a sacrificed sheep's liver. Observations were checked against vast omen compendia to answer specific questions: victory or rebellion. Priests tracked sun, moon, planets and stars, sky events correlating with events on Earth. Compared to the Egyptians' optimistic afterlife, the Assyrian view was somber and bleak. The underworld, Kurnugi, the land of no return, lay deep beneath the earth where spirits, etemu, existed as pale shades. Not reward or punishment, but diminished existence. No light, dust their sustenance, clay their food. Thus religion focused on this world, living long and prospering under divine protection. Proper burial was essential. Families buried kin beneath floors and made kisbu offerings, food and water poured into tombs, to nourish spirits. Well-cared ancestors offered protection and fortune. Neglect could bring illness and harm. Elite burials were elaborate. Intact tombs of Neo-Assyrian queens at Nimrud yielded gold jewelry, ornate vessels, and luxury goods, provisions for a gloomy realm. The empire's fall in the late 7th century BCE was swift. Cities burned, power shattered, temples destroyed. The state religion of Ashur collapsed. Yet Assyrian religious and cultural ideas were woven into the ancient Near East and did not vanish. Scribes preserved literature, creation, a great flood, deeds of divine heroes, stories like Gilgamesh, and adaptations of the Enuma Elish for Ashur. Biblical authors wrote within this milieu. Parallels include a worldwide flood and ark, a firmament dividing waters, and themes of divine justice and human frailty. Assyrian emphases on divine law, cosmic order, and the king as shepherd resonated widely. Shamash as lawgiver became iconic. Winged protective spirits, Lamassu, and the sacred tree formed a visual vocabulary adopted by neighbors like Persia. Today, predominantly Christian Assyrian communities live in Iraq, Syria, Iran, and across a global diaspora, carrying cultural and linguistic heritage forward. Their Aramaic language descends from the Neo-Assyrian administrative tongue. For scholars, Assyrian religion illuminates early complex society. Nineveh's ruins and Ashurbanipal's tablets remain pivotal windows. These are not relics of a dead faith, but a testament to a worldview that shaped history, whose faint echoes can still be heard today.
Thank you for joining me today on this sacred walk through time. Here in Harmony Hall, we gather in peace, grow in our beliefs, and let our spirits breathe, as we gently explore the many faiths and religions that shape our spiritual world. Join us next time, as we continue this journey of wonder, wisdom, and reflection, because here in Harmony Hall, all religions are welcomed and every voice is heard.